Doing? It's your boy Astro, as you know, coming to you with a lively and provocative topic. And we're going to be talking about consciousness. Now, for those who are new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed, if you're not a member, you may not be able to chat or to send a message. This means that you should just find a way how to become a member of my channel to be able to communicate and talk in that manner. So only people who are actually members will be able to say anything. And that's because, they're the reason why I travel the world, because of their very, I would say, dedicated loyalty to me. So I want to thank y'all, as you have the only privilege to be able to speak on this. Now, that should not discourage anybody else. It should encourage you to become a member of my channel as we speak about things so you can understand source yourself. If there's somebody who you're following and he or she does not explain who we are, why we're here, we're here to do, and our purpose, then you are following something that doesn't really lead to your expansion, to your evolution of your soul. You should find somebody who is willing to share that information, that knowledge that they have within themselves with you. Now, we're going to talk about consciousness and the illusion of separation. That's right. We have this idea that we are separated, or we're separate from the person that's outside of us. And that's because, our ego, our character, the role we play inside this lifetime have us to think that way. However, for souls that are more advanced and understand that there's no separation, there's the ability to tap into your consciousness without your permission, because they understand that they are you. You are they, are them, I should say. So having this idea that I have people in the spiritual community, oh, you don't have permission to do this, you don't have permission to do that. If they so and so, if these people are violating you and so, when it comes to your energy, they shouldn't be in your space. Let me explain something to you. We are all connected. For those powerful human beings that have the ability to tap into your consciousness while you're awake or while you're asleep, they understand that they are not separate from you. A lot of you want to learn how to project and astral project into people's lives or into their dreams or into their in that nature. But yet you still have the idealism that you are separate from them. This is why it continues with that separateness. But I'm going to explain to you how you are not separate at all. You're not. It's only an illusion of separation. Now I'm going to give you a very good demonstration of how consciousness is and how it operates. All right? So I got these cups here. And I want you to take a look at these cups. Let's say that these 12 cups are what I would say functions of source. Now let's just say this picture right here is source. And it says, you know what? I feel all boring and alone. I want to discover myself, but I am not outside of myself. I am contained into the same very little sphere right here. And so I say, you know what? Let me experience myself as separate. So he goes and pours himself, or itself, I should say. I don't want anybody come at me saying I am a sexist. I am not. All right? Let's just say, and he's pouring herself, itself, into many, or I should say 12, of these expansions of itself. And let's just say that he's pouring. It's pouring, sorry. I want y'all to eat me up alive for my comment. All right? Let's make sure that they're all even up. We're going to leave some in source. So we're going to say, that is source. And these are the 12, what I would consider oversouls, because these are also connected to source. So let's just say that these are the 12 original break off of source. And those 12 experiencing themselves separate from each other. They understand that they're connected. But as you can see, they're going in different directions. All right. If this one was to travel in this direction and that one in that direction, they will give the illusion of even more space or directional space between each other. However, it's all in one circle, all one square. So when you look at this and you look at that one in the back of there, it seems as if they are totally apart from each other. But when you look at the cups, really, they're actually touching each other. So as they're touching each other, that is an energetic connection of all of them together. So they still have the idea, the understanding that they are all connected. These are the 12, what you would consider in spirit world, the oversouls. Okay? I should say these oversouls, which all of us are part of. Every one of us, every one of you are a part that is in this tribe, are part of one of these oversouls. One of these things right here. One of these cups, or you are a part, your consciousness is a part of one of these consciousness right here. Okay, so we got source right here that's just like, you know what, I'm gonna just save myself, but I'm gonna pour a little bit of myself so I can enjoy and watch myself expand. All right, so these are the oversouls. Let's just say one of those oversouls right here says, you know what, let me experience myself separate from this. And it pours, and it pours, and it pours, and it pours, and it still leaves a little bit of this oversoul right there. It doesn't empty itself out. So now we have 1, 2, 3. And let's just say another oversoul says, you know what? I'm going to join the bond. Let me pour a little bit of this into that one, in this one, in that one, in this one. And now we have more souls. So this would be considered individual souls. So now we got these individual souls with their own individual experiences. And it goes on and on, you know, the oversouls expanding themselves on and on until all of these are filled. So excuse me as I pour all of these parts of these oversouls, and it could be droplets. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Consciousness does not really matter how much of it is poured into. Now, the oversoul, which is just a shell, or the home of these souls, is just a host. It is the host. It doesn't make it more grander, more important. It just represents a lot more experience to be to hold. So this, let's look at this cup, this green cup, as more experience. All right, more understanding, more experience. That's it. Doesn't make it more important. Doesn't make it more less important. Just know that it is just a part of the whole scene. So as we pour and pour, you can notice that we're getting the illusion that these are separate from each other. So now we're looking at these cups like at these souls as if, you know, I am individual. That's not even it. We're not even at the beginning of what I'm trying to explain to you. So now we are pouring all of these cups into these smaller cups, giving it the idea of separation. Now, in this separation, and like I say, pardon me, as I fill up these cups, in this idea of separation, now we have all these individual souls, and we're thinking, yeah, you know, this is source. This is all of us. So let's just say this right here is, you know, somebody named Jaquana. And Jaquana, like, you know what? I'm separate. And source says, you know what? I want Jaquana to experience to some extent, uh, pain or suffering. So it says, this is a little bit of pain right here. So I'm going to pour a little bit of pain into this. Boom. You know, we're going to give it a little stir. And now we have the idea that this Jaquana has some pain. So now this is an experience of source. Yes, Jaquana. Yes, Jaquana. So this is experience of source. The other one we say, you know what? Since we got a little bit of pain in this one, I want to feel a little bit of pain too since it's growth. There you go. This one we're going to give a lot more pain because I want to experience it a whole lot more than most people. There you go. So now that is more filled than the other. You say, you know what? Jaquana had a little bit of pain. What about Michael? And what about Ben? You know, Michael, Ben, Jaquana, they all experience this pain, but some more than others. However, the cup is being filled even more. So let's just say we give pain to a little bit of pain to that one, a little pain to this one here. We just going to experience pain because for some apparent reason, that pain causes this water to excel a little bit more. Some more than others. This is all of us experiencing some form of pain on earth. Experiencing pain. There you go. We're going to pour it in all of them. There you go. So this is our pain. This is what we're experiencing being a human being. Even though we look at it as if it's something harsh and something that's, you know, that we shouldn't experience at all, it is a part of the grand master plan of source to fill your cup up. So let's just say give it more and more. All of us experiencing this thing called pain. All right. Excuse me as I fill up these cups with this. All right, almost done. There you go. We got one more. All right. So now they all have pain. All right. So now it's looking like they're unified. Now take in mind now, when they experience this pain, most human beings feel isolated. They don't feel connected to source at all. It's as if, oh my gosh, I'm in pain. I'm hurting. I want to go back to God or source. You know, you don't know where you are. That's why most people, when they experience pain, they want to become more religious or spiritual. For some apparent reason, we want to get back to source. This right here. We want to get back to where it's easy, where it's clear, where we're not doing anything, where we're just so-and-so. And the oversoul is saying, no, we have a mission here. We have a mission here, and that mission is to experience something. Now, let's just say that as human beings or souls or individual souls, we're thinking, you know what? How about, since we experience that pain, that we experience the total opposite of what we call fear and love. And we say, you know what? Let me add some love into this mixture. So we go ahead and we add a little bit of love into it, some passion, if you want to hear. And we add those. There you go. It's looking a little different now. Looking a little different. You know, some won't. Now we're looking uniform, aren't we? That's right. We're looking a little bit uniform because all of us will experience pain and to some degree, love. To some, more, feel it more than others. But all of us experience that love and pain, or love and fear, if you want to use that word. Love and fear, excuse me, as I pour all of this out. So this is us experiencing love. Some feeling it more than others. Some just a little droplet. So now we're looking a little bit more uniform again. All right, we're looking a little bit more uniformed. And this is how we look as individuals. Even though we all have fear and love, if you look at the top of them, they all seem different. Oh, I missed that one here. We're going to say that one didn't experience any love as yet. That's what we're going to say. Even though we all experience it from one step. Well, you know what? Let's add a little love inside here. Let's add a little love. So they look different. Even though they have the same ingredients, if you look at how they look on top, you can't really pick out anything that looks the same. They all look different. All looking completely different, even though they're the same ingredients. And let's just say, Source says, now it's time to experience being brave, so they have a certain situation that comes up that they have to stand up for themselves. So they're being taught a lesson. So Source says, you know what? Let's experience being brave. And we're going to use this blue color as being brave. Now, not everybody will be able to experience this. So we'll separate this 1 or 2. There you go. So now, not everybody is getting the lesson of being brave. Not everybody is experiencing that. So, pour, as you can see, individual bravery or situations of being brave. So now it's starting to look a little bit more separated from the other. So we're giving this idea that we are separate from each other. Oh, trust me, we're going to get into it. I'm going to explain this whole thing to y'all. So that's bravery, love, fear. Let's add in a little bit of knowledge, gaining some wisdom of something. We can use this brown color. Much respect to the dollar store for selling me all these paint for $1. That's right. If you guys want to experience or to be able to use this, the dollar store. That's right, just $1. I hope they, pay me for that that endorsement. Anyway, so we're gonna use the wisdom in some of these, not all. Some of them are gonna experience, knowledge, the knowledge of certain things. So now it's gonna come off as some of them are more experienced, more knowledgeable than the other. And this is how some of y'all operate now, because you are more knowledgeable and you've experienced certain things. Now you feel as if you are more important. You are more older of a soul. All right? Okay? So this is how we start to develop our own ego, our own characteristics. Okay? Let's just say we're going to throw into that another set of things. Now, our oversoul sees us getting even more engulfed in these experiences. And they say to itself, you know what? Our soul is getting lost in these ego. That's what it's saying. It's saying the soul is getting lost in these characteristics, these experiences as a human being or a being. It doesn't even have to be just an earthly being. It could be any being at all, because every experience counts in the evolution of the soul. Okay? So let's just say that he pours that, we say, you know what? We're going to experience family love, not just regular love from the family. So the first one was love from like passion, and then we experience family love, some more than others, some none at all, right? Some more than others, some not at all. As you can see, is a mixture of different ones. That family love is right there. There you go. with some of them. And not everybody is going to experience this love of this family. But that doesn't make them even lesser of a person. All it does, it just causes them to be able to feel as if they're separate, as if they're not loved, they're not valued. But that's not an issue for the soul. The soul uses everything as a growing method for itself. So now we're looking like a bunch of just different stuff that we start off with. We started off with clear water, and now we got just different types of people with different amount of experiences. And now we're growing and growing. Let's just say, so that's family love. Let's look at work ethics and working. All right, let's just say you're growing from work or some sort of, monetary gains. We're going to use purple. All right, we can use this purple one as, if I could get the top off, there you go. And use this purple one as an example of, let's just say, work ethic, being having to do a job or a position or what have you. And some get it. Some people get a chance to be a police officer. Some get a chance to be a fireman, a doctor, a lawyer. Let's just say that all of them have the opportunity to experience that. You have one or two that may experience being homeless and never having a job, or even if that's the case, some souls choose not to experience working at all. Maybe they want to be, want to be loved, more loved like this, with the yellow, and being, autistic, and saying to themselves, you know what, I just want to experience being loved. I don't really want to work in this lifetime. I just want to experience being loved. So now we have another set of ego characters that we're developing as individual souls. As you can see, not all of them have the same combination, and that makes us to feel even more separate. And as you can see, we have a whole lot more colors to go, but we're not going to use all of them. What we're going to do is I want you to experience that these cups, let's just say your oversoul, feel as if you are really getting a little too ahead of yourself. So let's just say at one point and let me get another color so we could use this. Let's just say the pain that somebody felt from the beginning. The pain they felt, which is this green one, I think. Yeah, it was the green. The pain of this particular person is overwhelming now. They experience a lot more pain. The oversoul of that says, you know what? I'm going to pour a little bit more of my essence into you. I'm going to pour a little bit of my essence so that you don't get drowned in all that pain. So it adds a little bit more. So it comes off as if it's, a lot less pain, because more essence is added to it. So that it doesn't get that overwhelming feeling. Okay? So all we're doing is adding different experiences, these as well, into our capsules, the bodies that we use. And the oversoul says, you know what? Let's try we're going to become one with soul. So this is the illusion that we are all separate right here. The same thing right here is what makes us feel as if we are separate as an individual. Okay? So now the oversoul says, you know what? We're all trying to get back to source. So let's try to get back to source. So they're all, pouring all their experiences back to source. So now you say, that capsule, as you can see, still has the pain and the love and the work ethics, and the pores. A little bit of that stuff still goes into its source, because source want to experience. The reason why it's separate each other is because it needs the experience. So now we're thinking these experiences taint source. But I want you to see something. When all these colors are mixed up, you're going to see exactly what it all boils down to. So as we pour all of our experience back in the source, because that's all we are. We're just experiences of source. That's all we are. is individual experiences of source. So permit me as I pour all of these back into the picture, into source, I should say. So believe it or not, you leave some of that pain and suffering, all that ego, some of that stays in the shell. You don't carry all that into source, into spirit world, or what you ever want to call it. All right? You don't carry all that. You carry some, the essence of it, but not all. All right? So some of that stuff stays here. But as you can see, it is still filling up source with this color. Now, when I'm done with this, you're going to see the point I'm trying to make here. As they pour all of these, damn, this is a lot of damn, a lot of cups. It was 24. And these 24 cups in spirit world is known as the 24 elders. And even these separate into smaller cups, if you want to use that term, of experiences. Believe it or not, each one of you are part of the 24 elders. Your essence is a part of these 24 elders that they speak about, that rule and govern all of the dimensions. All right? Let's get it all. We're going to get it all inside here. And we're going to add the oversouls into the mix, because they are a part of it too. So they are more of the pure essence sitting in spirit world, waiting for you to experience and bring all of this experience back into source. All right. There you go. That's the last one. So now we got all of these empty shells of experiences. Right? That's all it is. You're leaving. You experience these experiences in the shell, and they're left in the body. Now, some of it still comes into source. So when you're in spirit world, you are bringing the knowledge of all of those. Okay? You're bringing the knowledge of all of those. Now, all this oversoul does is add to that. So now, even though those things were separate, and these never experienced that, now they're connecting with source. That's in spirit world, or if you want to use that term. Okay. And we are all a part of that. And then guess what happens again? Now, because of these are thrown away, and there are different ones. So now we start off with these, with this water. Now this water looks a little darker. It looks a little bit more, colorful. Is an experience. Don't look at the color as being dark. You don't look at it as that. You look at it as this is an experience. So now, all of them now have a different vibration, a different energy. They're all the same color. All the same color, all together. And they all brought back from those individual experiences, essence of their experiences. So now the oversoul becomes more wiser. It understands. It knows what to do the next time it comes around. Right? So now source is like this. But I want you to understand what happens next. So what happens next is, now source does a cleansing. And this cleansing, as we can see, is filled with unconditional love. And what we're going to see is unconditional love is some awesome bleach. That's right. Some bleach. We're going to say that is the cleaner. So we're going to add some bleach into the whole mix. That's right. And as time go on, guess what happens? Guess what happens? This same thing right here, it could sit there and the bleach doesn't work. And what you want to call that unconditional love doesn't work. It does its work. All right? As time go on, that unconditional love pours and changes the color of that water. And this is the essence of how source grows. Now we have the illusion of separation. Now the first set who understands this unconditional love are the 12 oversouls. So now we're adding a little bit more of that of source into the 12 oversouls, which is part of all of us. Each one of us is connected to your oversoul, right? But tell me, can you tell which? Can you tell which oversoul had this embodiment? Or can you tell which oversoul have this embodiment of the water that was in this? Can you separate any of that water in these oversouls and say, for sure, this was the amount of water and the exact molecules that was in this cup, in this same cup here? Can you? Of course you can. And that's exactly how source is. It's exactly how all of us are. See, we get the illusion of separateness, but we are all connected. We are all a part of source. As a matter of fact, some of us embody the same body at the same time. That's right. Which was, I gave the illustration of the oversoul. All of us, some of us were part of one oversoul, and we separated so that source can experience itself through us. Now, it is the oversouls that have the understanding of it, because source still pours that unconditional love into it. So it's sort of an understanding. So these are the souls that walk around and have this understanding that we're all together, we're all connected. You know, we're all of the same nature. We're all together. There's no separateness. We have the illusion of it. But when you look at it, a lot of you are watching this live. At some point, me and you shared a body. Me and you shared, our consciousness was just like that picture. Just like one of those oversouls. Just like one of those things. We shared a physical body. Because consciousness is not connected to just one soul. Your consciousness goes beyond your brain. It goes beyond your mind. But once you understand that you are all of those, every single person at one point that you share consciousness, you can tap into their consciousness. And you can actually travel to them easily. All it takes is having the understanding that you are everyone and everyone is you. All right, y'all. It's been 34 minutes. Thank y'all for listening. I hope that you understood every single thing that I said. And while you're at it, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Well, this is your boy Astro. I'm signing out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And remember, I'm you, and you are me. All right. Peace out.